Howdy y'all, Michael Fireman here, and welcome back to the Conelanders Assetto Corsa Racing League. This is season number 3 and we are at week 2 at Monza. Yay for Monza. Oh, goodness gracious, Monza. We are in heat number 2 for this first race of the weekend. And as you can see, Sharky, of course, got the pole, followed by a bunch of other guys. And there we are, qualified in the 8th position. Qualified 8. You got to make 10th place to get into the A main feature. So let's take a look at those qualifying laps. Also, new music for the intro. Okay, here we go. Starting off in the pits, getting ready for qualifying here. And I'll go ahead and say, if you look up at the top right-hand corner, you see a number up there, a dollar sign even. And that is, if you didn't see the video that I released yesterday, being Friday, make sure you go check that out. I have decided to do some donations to Child's Play charity for my goals, whether I complete the goals or don't complete the goals or whatever. It's going to be a running total up there at the top right hand corner. And as you can see from last week's races over at wherever we were, I don't remember wherever we were last week, the total of the two races, I added it up to the best of my knowledge, added up to $31 from last week alone. A quick recap. I'm not going to do a quick recap. A quick recap is going to be, go watch the video.
What was that?
I don't know.
I think that was Carl getting killed is what that was.
I think he just got abducted.
No, yeah, it's, go watch, careful. Go watch yesterday's video. And I give you a big rundown. It's a 16-minute long video. I give you a rundown of all the donations that I'm going to make for Child's Play during the race and for goals during the race and goals at the end of the race. Spooky apparently is having a little trouble. Also, I'll go ahead and say that this is going to be a much shorter qualifying session in the video than previous videos. I realize that the heat race shouldn't consist of a 30-minute long video, half of it being qualifying. So I'm just going to do the out lap and my actual qualifying lap, which turns out, oh, careful, Marsden, which turns out to be the second lap that I completed. Now the guys are talking in the background. I don't really know what they're talking about. They're talking about where we're going next week. They're talking about F1. I don't know anything about F1. I got nothing. So here we go. Final turn of the out lap. Going to be doing our first real lap here. And we'll talk about Monza real quick. Monza is not a difficult track. Monza is very punishing if you have bad exits out of the turns, because there are a lot of really, really long straightaways, as you can see. It's a really, really long straightaway. So if you botch the exit out of that last turn, you're not going to get a good run down the straightaway, and your lap times are going to suffer greatly. This first turn here is the biggest problem of the race course, as you can see, Viperian off to the right there, and it's that first turn is gonna be a problem for me, or has been a problem for me, because I've decided again to run without traction controls. One of my goals for this season is to go without the traction control, and they are just babbling away in the background.
When a yellow flag comes up, slow significantly.
Never, not gonna do it.
You mean when
Marsden talking about, if you see a yellow flag pop up, slow down. Not going to do it. I'm only going to slow down if there's somebody in my way. Traction control off. That first turn is going to be a killer. The turn we just went through could be problems. Also, if you get over there in the AstroTurf, causes a lot of problems. Okay. Little space, Viperian. Made a good turn there. Got a good exit. Got a good launch.
Wait. Ghost, why are you working with him?
I'm just gonna crash it.
Scandinavia. What happened with that?
Spooky again, trying to get some help.
Be happy.
He's gonna die in turn 1.
So huh?
What?
What?
I didn't say anything. I'll overtake you.
So far, estimated times of 2:24. I don't remember what Sharky was running. Sharky, of course, is in the heat with us. Of course, he's going to qualify first. He always does. So let's take a look down there in the bottom right-hand corner and see what Sharky's time is, if it hadn't already gone through.
Sometimes.
I can't remember how far ahead of us he got out.
There are no cars that are that slow.
How's it going, Jim?
Well,
Sharky?
did you see the interesting
Jim.
facts from
There he
yesterday?
is. 2:20.
Oh yeah, but that was
Sharky
because
qualified with a 2:20.
But
And I'm on
that's why
pace for a
that whole rule
2:23
said
now.
There's only 11 teams.
Yeah, there again. Here's that F1
They only have
talk.
so
I
many
got
spots.
nothing.
Right,
I
it's a
got
stupid
nothing.
rule, in my opinion.
I might have this
there are
turned down to
only
where you
11
can't
teams
really
and
hear it
none of
either,
the
because
teams
it's a
are that
lot of
far
talking.
behind that it's ever going to apply.
So there we go.
Yeah,
Sharky's at a
right.
2:20. Here's
You know,
my
that's
qualifying
true.
lap
They're
at a
qualifying.
2:23.711. And as you saw in the intro, that put us in 8th position. So let's get on with the race. And boom, there we go. On the grid. And I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, I got all my stuff.
7.
Make sure I got fuel. Yep.
I am gonna
7
have
laps.
just enough.
It's a 7-lap
Alright.
race. Should
We're
be
all
fine.
just gonna have
Dear,
just
Hella
enough.
Corsa is freaking out.
Don't want to run out of fuel again.
Oh,
Now, at this
listen,
point,
Yeah, Helicourse are always.
I'm
freaks
looking
out.
over at my, you know, I'm going through all the stuff.
It places
Qualified in
them
8th. Yeah,
behind
there you
me
go.
on it.
Okay, let's grid up. And now I'm looking to make sure
that
that all of my recording software is working.
Good
I'm
luck,
making sure that
good
OBS is working.
Good
I'm making sure that
Please,
Audacity is working and
first
recording
chicane,
everything
give
like it's
people
supposed
space.
to.
I might
So,
only go for a 2-stop.
I'm checking on that, and I got a
Please
triple
do that.
screen monitor. I've got that off to the right, so I'm looking at it, revving up a little bit, making sure that it's actually picking up the things. And I have no idea that the lights are
Slow
on.
and
And I
turn
look
on.
over and I'm like, oh crap, the lights. And I panic. Oh, sugar.
Somebody jumped.
Yep, I did.
Yeah, that was me.
Totally panicked. I looked over
Sharky,
at
can
the
you
other
not-
screen and I saw the lights
I can
and
only
I was like, crap, I gotta go. And new with the Assetto Corsa this
How am I
season, if you
supposed
look
to
up in the
crash
top
into you now?
left-hand corner, I got a black flag. So let's take a look at this first turn, and we'll talk about that black flag in a minute. Oh, careful. Viperian, all right, cool. Made it through there. Doing fine. In last place now,
Did I
and
catch you, Tiger?
parking lot. Parking lot. Absolute
little
parking
bit,
lot.
but
I am
fine.
stopped.
So I got on that curb and it threw me.
Sorry, Vipe.
I don't know exactly what happened. I know that's
Yeah, I
Marzen
saw you,
back there
so I
behind
slowed
us,
down a little
Viperian
bit.
and
I was trying to make
NCW
sure you weren't,
G4.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're good.
I couldn't really tell what happened. I don't know if Marzen got into Viperian and or Viperian was trying to dodge
It looks all right so
Marzen. I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is all
advice,
4
don't
of
shift
us
into first.
were stopped on the racetrack. And that is never good to be stopped on the
Oh,
racetrack.
nice run.
So now
Oh,
I'm
no,
taking a
no,
look at
kick it, it's
NCW
fine,
here.
please,
I'm like,
actually.
no,
Careful,
don't want to
inside,
do
inside
that.
still.
Give him some room. He goes
Gotcha.
over there. Oh, God, careful. And Viperian's off to the right.
Thank you very much.
He's cutting some grass. We're going to get past him. So now we're in 12th position. We started in 8th. We're all the way down to 12th. Following along NCW. Oh, careful.
My goal is
Careful.
to make sure
Don't
you
hit
have a
that
clean
thing.
race.
Uh,
Well, just
so
don't do it at the cost of
a lot of
screwing yourself
problems
over now.
in that
Oh,
first
don't worry, I
turn,
won't.
as we all knew that they were going to be, but I was hoping to not be caught up in it. And the reason that I was caught up in it is because I jumped the start, and not having ever jumped the start before, I couldn't remember
it's
what
a
to do.
jump
So
the
I was
start,
like, okay,
so-
just let everybody go
Dang it.
past. So I let everybody
go
go by, and I still got a
I
black flag.
didn't, but
And
you
that
said I
black
did.
flag means that I have a little wide there. That black flag means that I have to serve a drive-through penalty. I have to drive through the pits at pit road speed, and I got 3 laps to do it in. So I'm thinking, well, when do I do it? Do I do it now? Do I try to go a lap and see what happens with everybody else through the first turn? When do I serve my drive-through penalty? And do I actually have to stop? I don't think that I have to stop. It just says drive-through. Well, poop. Poop, I say. May as well get it over now, I guess. So here we go, serving our drive-through penalty. Just wave bye-bye to NCWG4. Bye-bye. As we slow all the way down to 50 miles an hour. Delta is just going ham. There goes Viperian again. 13th position. Shift out into second. Here comes Marzen, a little black dot on the left side there coming up. I believe that's Marzen.
Always shift early out of the chicane.
Got to make sure that we stay in the white line. And there goes Marzen down to last.
Hi, Marzen.
Now, if you were listening, which I may have talked over it, Neon Tiger also jumped the start a little bit. It said he jumped the start a little bit, so he also got a drive-through penalty. I'm hoping that it's going to slow him down enough to where I can catch up to make 10th, because I got to make up 4 places. I got to make 10th to get into the main
Easy
feature.
with the curve there.
I don't know that it's going to happen because I'm in last. I'm in 14th place. So the best thing that I could do right now is just try to chase people down, do the best that I can, try not to wreck. Don't wreck anybody. Oh, of course, got off there, and away Marzen goes. Marzen was a little downtrodden for this race. I don't know exactly why. I don't know what he had going on with him, but he
Inside.
I see you.
he didn't necessarily seem like he was very willing to compete very much. Even in the qualifying, he's like, I'm just going to put in 1 lap, whatever that lap is. That's what I'm going to qualify as.
Feel like you have to
And
push
then
past me.
especially after that first turn, he got involved in that wreck, and
Sorry.
yeah, he just
That was Tiger, so
he's
he's talking
just
to
cruising
Racer.
along,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
I'm trying to
sorry,
catch him.
I didn't mean to
That's
bump into you there.
Sorry,
just
don't worry about
one position at a time. That's the best I can do, and hope that somebody else has trouble, and I can make up at least 4 spots. So here we are. We're gaining on Marzen a little bit. Made a pretty good turn. And again, Monza is Monza. Last season, I had a decent race here, I believe, at Monza. I know that in one of the races, me
my
and
race is
Rebel
over, guys. Have fun.
had a very,
Man.
very
Sorry. Well, not
tight
season,
battle
sorry,
in the
yeah.
last lap on one of the races. I just don't remember if
where
it
you
was the
didn't get
heat
hitting
or
in the game screws you.
the main or the feature or the sprint, I think is what we called them back then. I don't
Well
remember.
done, Mr. Tommies.
Now it's not saying. Did it really say I didn't take that penalty? I drove through.
Yeah, you got to drive all the way through. So he's serving his penalty now,
Coming up on you, Nihon.
and he's coming out of the pits. That's Viperian getting ready to pass him, and they're 11 seconds. 11 seconds ahead of me is Neon Tiger in 11th place. So it's only a 7-lap race. That means I got to make up more than a second a lap on those guys that are really. Neon is at least as fast as I am. Here,
Whoa, that was
yeah,
close.
Spooky. Go check out Spooky. See what he's talking about there. Yeah, I got to make up a lot of time for against somebody who's usually just as fast, if not a little bit faster than I am, in Neon Tiger. I got to, not only do I have to catch him, I have to catch the guy in front of him, because Neon's only in 11th. He's got to make up 1 more spot too to make it into the feature. But right now, like I said, I'm just concentrating 1 car at a
I didn't touch
time,
him.
1 turn at
Went
a
over the
time.
Sausage curbs.
Sausage curbs are bad, okay? So we just got to try to keep up
He
with
almost
Marzen.
killed me though.
Try to get past Marzen here. It's Marzen. When Marzen decides that he wants to race, he's pretty quick. As you can see, I'm not.
I mean, I know it's
I'm
hard
not really
to believe
catching up
that.
with him.
I didn't have a
Yeah,
part in that,
when he makes good laps, he makes good laps. It's just his little mistakes here and there are what
Someone want to explain to me how I'm still up here?
Rebel apparently is
You're
having a
doing
really good race. So make sure you go check
No,
out
it
Rebel's
wasn't that,
channel.
I guarantee you.
But Marzen, yeah, when he makes one little mistake and loses
we're
a
all just
couple of
trying to make it to
positions
the final.
and it just his whole race is shot. So I'm hoping that I don't continue his downward spiral. So we're catching up to him here. Get a much better run off of that turn. And I'm actually kind of hoping that we'll race a little bit. Since we're back here in the back of the pack, I would like to. There's no way in the world I'm going to catch up to any of those guys. So I tell him I'm coming for him, and I don't remember what he says there. I'm just going to let you go by or something. So he does. And my reply is, well, you didn't just have to give up. We could have raced some. I mean, what else are we going to do back here in the back? Yeah, see? And his reply, of course,
You can race me when you catch up to
Uh,
Mark. It won't take long.
that was Viperian. I'm sorry. That wasn't Marzen.
I see Jim and Tommy's in a scrap.
So yeah, we got past Marzen. He again not apparently not in a very good mood after his first lap fiasco. So he just let us go on by, and now we got to catch up to Viperian, that little green and yellow car in the distance. Finally get through that turn fairly well, get a decent run off of there, but not as good as my fastest lap apparently. If you look over there at my delta, it's slowly starting to come down a little bit. And this track, I don't know what it is about this track. Maybe it's
Pardon me.
careful. Maybe it's the fact that the straights are so long in these cars. It seems like it takes forever until
you're a
you
car
get
wash
to the turn. You're like, oh crap, gotta hit the brakes really hard. Finally, yeah, there we go. Nailed that set of turns. Look at that delta go. Look at it go. Remember, I qualified with a 2:23, and I'm not even anywhere close to that yet. Of course, race conditions, sometimes you know, some people say you can make qualifying time. Some people say you can't. It depends on the game and the people, I guess. I think that the grip is a little bit less than it was. I don't remember exactly, to be honest with you.
I tried to take there. Never mind.
If you look down there at the bottom right-hand corner, you can see another new feature from Assetto, one of the Assetto Corsa updates. It actually shows the track temperature, air temperature, and grip percentage. That's from Assetto Corsa. That is not an app that I have downloaded. There's Sharky with the fastest lap at a 2:20. Good job, Sharky. Had to lift a little bit there, but still got a good enough run off of that turn. Making some good time on my delta there. And Viperian is getting ever closer, ever closer. NCW G4, that's the guy that I was behind when I had to serve my drive-through penalty. So if I hadn't, even if I got caught up in that wreck like I did, if I hadn't have served that drive-through penalty, I would at least be up there with NCW right now if I didn't have to serve that drive-through. So it's nobody's fault but my own. Like I said, I just totally panicked. I looked over and I saw the lights on there, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, okay, and I'm using flappy paddles.
Very sweet drift in the turn.
So I just reached over and clicked the flappy paddle for some reason. I don't know why.
One of those butthole pucker moments.
I mean, it was just like, I got this.
Yeah, I got it.
Confidence, yeah.
So, whoa, careful. So yeah, if I hadn't, and of course, looking back on it, if I hadn't have done many things, if I hadn't have jumped the start, I wouldn't have stopped to let everybody go by. So I probably wouldn't have been caught up in the wreck in the lap one. Even though I did jump the start, if I hadn't let everybody go by, I wouldn't have been caught up in that wreck on lap one. If I hadn't have jumped the start and got caught up in the wreck, I still would have been up there close enough to hopefully be in contention for that final spot to make it into the A main. Because the A main is where the points are. That's where you want to go. Better go check and see what he needs.
Very rude of her.
Tell it to not.
Yeah, somebody talking about their dog barking. I said, you better go check on her, hoping that, it's like, oh, well, let me just park this car. He didn't do that, much to my chagrin. But, yeah, so we're on lap 5 of 7. Still don't have a very good lap in. 13th position out of 14.
I may have forgotten.
I'm just trying to chase down Viperian at this point.
Accident. I'm having a real good time with 15 tonight.
Okay. And I, at this point, I'm just like, I just want to race somebody. I just want to get up there. I want to catch them, and I want to race with them. I want to practice making turns Sharky with another fast lap. I want to practice, setting somebody up to pass them. I want to practice running side by side with somebody. I want to practice drafting with somebody. Marzen, he's 11 seconds back now. He apparently decided to not quite quit, but pretty much quit. So Viperian is my next target. Is the next target of opportunity, I guess, to be able to do something like that. And Viperian, he's new to the Assetto Corsa, Conelanders Assetto Corsa stuff, and he's also from New Zealand. So he got a little bit of a ping issue, I suppose.
Man, I did horribly in that turn.
So he doesn't really, he's not really jumping around all over the place for us right now, but I think he was having some lag issues on his end. So we've caught up to him. We got to figure out where we want to pass him. Don't run into the back of him here. And then I look and I see 2 cars up there. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe if we get around Viperian, we can get up there and catch those guys. And then I look over at the relative, and they're like 10 seconds, and I got 2 laps to do it in. I'm like, oh, hell, that's never going to happen. So let's just race Viperian, shall we? Let's draft with him, see if we can catch up to him, see if we can make a pass on him this next turn, next set of turns. Just get right behind him. Get that draft. Gotta love that draft. He slows down a little bit more than I do for this turn. Okay, good deal. Let's go. Whoops. And?
Sorry.
Yeah. And then, of course, because of my goals that I set, there you go, another $2.50 added to it.
I imagine that's a product of me going too slowly.
No. I hit a curb or something. It screwed me up, which screwed you up. Sorry.
No worries.
So, yeah, sorry about that, Viperian. I don't know. You can take a look back at that from my perspective and see that it was completely my fault. It wasn't because you were going too slow. It was because I stuck my nose where my nose didn't belong. That's exactly what it was that caused me to wreck you. And since I wrecked him, I mean, I flat out spun him around. That's why I stopped. I wasn't gonna, we're fighting for second to last place here. I'm not gonna wreck him out and then drive off. I'm not gonna pull a maestro. So that's why I stopped. I just stopped and waited for him to get turned back around, and get going back in front of me where he was to begin with. If I hadn't wrecked him, that's where he would have been. So why should I make it any different? So I decided to wait and let him get going again, and we're gonna try again. We're gonna try to pass him again. This time without the oops. So again, Viperian, I'm terribly sorry for the spin there. If you end up watching this video, there you go. There's an apology for you. I want to make sure I watch his video so I can see his reactions. Hear him call me all sorts of dirty names, I'm sure. And he made a better turn on me than I did on that last one. So of course,
quit trying to shake my draft. I need that draft.
He gets a better run, and he's going back and forth trying to shake my draft. He's not really. I'm just kidding, making jokes because I ain't got nothing else to do.
That's probably why he's shaking it.
Yep, you are 100% correct. And of course, somebody else chimes in.
I would like my draft shaken and stirred.
Holy Moose likes his draft shaken and stirred.
And stirred.
There you go.
That's the first time I've got Parabolica even close to right.
Hey, did pretty good. I think that was that last turn. Or the first turn there, Parabolica. I'm not paying attention to names. I don't know. So here we go. This is the final lap. We're going to try to make sure we don't wreck him again. And he goes wide.
That one, not so much.
No, not so much.
Yeah, not so much.
So I don't know.
I got you there, Tommy.
And of course, the leaders are
it's good
finishing
racing
up,
there,
of course, because we're way in the back.
No sarcasm or anything like that. That was a good. We had a good battle there.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
NCW
the
G4 and
It's all
Nihon
right.
apparently had a good fight. And I don't know what
Yeah,
happened with
that was fun,
Viperian
but
there.
that's
Oh,
the
he
second
lost
chicane
it.
you
He
were
got
down
into the
already, and then the gravel is finished
he
off.
got into the
I
slick
know.
stuff
I was
there on
kinda
that last
I saw
turn.
that,
But
and
I
was
don't
like,
know.
Man.
I don't know if he just went too hot into that turn.
Well done.
I hope he wasn't just trying to let me go by because.
Looks like I'm going to get some new weight.
Hey, good job.
Looks like
I'm hoping
I'm
that
gonna
he
lose-
didn't
gonna
just
lose a little
let
bit
me
of
go
weight.
to let me go
Nice
because
move,
again
Moose.
I wanted to race somebody.
That's a
I
nice
wanted to
one.
race somebody.
Oh, wait,
So here we go. We got 2 more
Stole
turns.
it there at the last minute.
2 more turns to finish up the race.
Good race,
A
everybody.
little frustrated going back and
Good
forth
race.
there. Good race, everybody.
What happened to you,
As
Moose?
soon as I
thought
finish
you were
it,
gonna
it'll be a
battle
good
me.
race, I'm sure.
Yeah. I had a disastrous qualifying. I mean, I didn't get a single clean lap in.
Yeah,
And then same thing happened in the race.
me too. I
in the
didn't get a
first
good
few
clean lap
laps,
in
I
either
made mistakes and
because
drifted,
I
and it
suck.
was-
So here we go. Final
Practice
turn
was
to
clean,
the
though.
Parabolica.
I will hand
Oh,
it
that's
to
the
you.
one that
Still
Viperian
that
said that he
last
got
lap.
so
That
well.
was
That's why he got a good run.
That's
Ha ha ha.
Thanks.
I see now. Okay, so here we go. Coming up for the final stretch. Finish up in 12th. spin
Why
out.
are you showing me 8?
It's a bunch of crap.
Because YOLO left the server, I think.
Yep. So let's take a look at the final
that was nice.
results
At the end of the
for
race.
the heat race. And here we go. Of course, you got Sharky, number 1, Spooky Squid, Rebel Cowboy. Holy cow, Rebel Cowboy with a podium. Great job, Rebel and Spooky. Well done, the two of you. Then you got Jim Knight, Mr. Tommy's, Jolo, Holy Moose. Holy Moose gained 5 positions. Well done. Incarcerant picking up 6 spots. Well done, the two of you guys. Racer X picked up 1 spot. Neon Tiger got the final transfer spot in 10th. He lost 3 positions because of the quote-unquote jump that he had. And NCW, me, Viperian, and Marzen bringing up the rear. All of us losing positions. Most of it because of that wreck in turn number 1. So that brings about what we're going to do, what we're talking about for the donations. As you saw earlier, we had the $2.50 added donation, quote unquote donation, because I wrecked out Mr. Viperian there. And then since we started in 8th and lost, that would be $8. And we lost 4 positions, as you can see right over there. So that goes from $8 down to $4. And we did not make the A main. So that's another $2.50 added on for a grand total from this race of $9, bringing the total up to $40. So we'd be carrying $40 into the B main race. And that'll be coming out tomorrow. Hopefully we'll do much better in the weeks to come. The first 2 weeks haven't been going so great. First weekend ran out of gas in the main. This one jumped the start, didn't even make the A main going into the B main. Oh well, there's always next week's. But we are going to be competing in the B main. That's going to be coming out tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It's a pretty decent race, if I do say so myself, so make sure you check that out tomorrow. Also, check out all the rest of these guys. Check out their perspectives. See what the good racing looks like up front. But that's going to be the end of this episode. As always, I appreciate y'all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Any tips or tricks or advice that you can give, that's also very appreciated. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I will see y'all tomorrow for the B main race at Monza.